Welcome back. Back at it, live in action here on the old Warren Outdoors Network. Y'all try not to judge me too harshly now. This is my first time learning, trying to fish the drop shot. So, well, I've fished it before, but just with live bait and bluegill, and it's a little different. You just kind of pretty much throw it out and let it sit, but this here ain't the same. But yeah, figured, I demonstrate me practicing what I preach to y'all, and always trying to learn new methods and things of that nature to just become a better angler. That and that dropped right where I wanted it to. So now basically I'm gonna jerk it a little bit and just watch my line. I think I'm getting a bite. There's one. Oh man, he's got me tangled up in that thick stuff. Look at that mat rolling with this fish. So we're just gonna drag him on down to the bank here. First catch of the day, finally. It took forever, but we got one. That pink, they were loving it. Calm down, buddy. Trying to grab this fish here. Well, finally got him all untangled. So we'll snap a quick pick and let him go. Healthy little joker. And he's good, takes right on off. But pretty happy, even though we've only caught one fish. It was a good sized fish for out here, so that made it worth it. And we got a sweet release on that bad boy. I was worried because I kind of foul hooked him, but the way he swam off reassured me that that fish is perfectly healthy and content with getting away from me. As I would be too if someone just hooked me, if I was a fish. Well, didn't have my camera on, but I just met an awesome group of folks. Little kid that gave him some worms and stuff. Yeah, if I had a YouTube and all that, of course I told him, but that's what it's all about to me. Networking, getting to know new people, learning new techniques. That's what makes it. That's the reason why I do it. Because you meet great people and learn new things. Spread the wealth of knowledge. That's what God put us on this earth here for anyways, in my opinion. So that's what I'm gonna do. Catch another one. Well, little guy that I just gave worms to found my YouTube and he commented, "Thanks for the worms," there. That's pretty cool. Just glad I can make a fellow fisherman's day. He's probably like 10 years old or so. Things like that you never forget. I can tell you all kinds of stuff from fishing wise from when I was like 6 years old. How I walked to the lake, the local lake there in my hometown in Lake Butler, Florida, and with my grandma. She raised me, so she's the reason I'm passionate about fishing. She showed me how to fish. Started off obviously like most kids, brim and bluegill fishing, catfish, moving on to bass later. I didn't quite honestly get to bass till I got a little bit older, like late high school years, but I got there. But like I was saying though, things like that you never forget, because those are fond memories, good memories. So I'll always remember when I walked to the lake by myself. I almost got my butt whooped, but Granny saved me. What happened was I came home from school and my mom was half asleep on the couch there, and I wanted to go fish with my granny because I knew she was at the lake fishing. So I asked my mom, even though I knew she was half asleep, but keep in mind I'm probably only like 4 or 5 years old, or 5 or 6, somewhere along there. Anyway, I asked my mom, and you know, when you're half asleep, yeah, sure, whatever, that's kind of the response you get, and that's what I got. And she told me that, so I walked my little happy butt right on down to the lake. Now, mind you, from the house, the lake was probably about, I say 2 to 3 miles maybe. And I walked my happy butt on down there, fished with Granny, stayed there till my uncle came in his truck and picked her up to take her back to her house. And everybody was panicking looking for me. Nobody knew where I was. We get to the house and my mom's like, I'm gonna beat your butt. Where have you been? You know, your typical American family growing up, especially in the South. And my granny actually saves me and says, no, don't whoop him. He did ask you, and you said yes, simply because I asked, and she said yes. Even though she was half asleep and didn't remember it, my granny saved me. I've always been, always will be my granny's baby. She left us back in 2004, but I love her to life, man. I'm telling you what, she gave me a passion for fishing that I can't describe. She's taught me everything I've known, minus some of the bass fishing stuff that I learned from great guys on YouTube like Brian Latimer and Scott Martin, professional anglers, and my dad and my grandparents and stuff like that. Besides that, pretty much my roots, my base, where I started, came from my granny, and it just warms my heart, you know, just to be able to make other kids' days and other people's days, even if it is giving them a few worms and stuff like I did and all that. But well, folks, as you can see, we did not break the world record of catching the most fish in one outing, but that's cool. One thing we did do is something I'm very passionate about, the very reason I do this, and that's reach the younger generation. And today I was able to do that, as you were able to see, as I told you earlier, giving those worms to that young man, you know, just making a memory, because that's the sole reason why I do this, to network local people as well as global people worldwide who are not professionals, who are just like your average Joes and kids and people who are trying to learn and become better and more proficient at fishing, hunting, shooting, all this cool stuff. That's the main reason why I do this. Spread the wealth, spread the knowledge, and just to build this big network so we can all talk to each other, we can all learn something from each other, you know. So one day, hey, I may know a guy in Tennessee. Call him up, hey buddy, I'm going to fish the Tennessee River. Got any tips for me? Any advice? You know, the weather's X, Y, and Z at this moment. That's part of the reason why I do this, and that warms my heart to be able to do things like that on a day-to-day. So being able to reach that younger generation is why primarily most outdoors men and women who are considered professionals at least the ones I follow, that's why they do it as well. Like Michael Waddell and Nick Munt, the guys with the Bone Collectors, Travis T-Bone Turner, who else? Scott Martin, Brian Latimer, fishing. Like I follow a lot of guys and watch a lot of guys and how they operate, and not just guys, excuse me, and women as well. Just like the Lukoskis, Tiffany and Lee Lukoski, they're a great couple and they're a great example of showing and displaying, you know, how to shoot big deer and harvest big deer and build a farm for big deer and keep them on your farm and off your neighbor's property. There's so many great examples of different things within the outdoor network that are out there that are phenomenal. And I'll be the first to tell you, you know, I enjoy it. That's why I don't really consider this work. It's not really a job to me. It's technically, yeah, it is a second job, but it's not really a job because it's something that I love and something that I'm truly passionate about. That being said, I won't hold you too much longer. We appreciate you as always for watching, and I'll leave the link in the description below if you want any of the cool Warren Outdoors Network merch, like this cool hat I got on here, sweet. As well as please go ahead and follow us on our Facebook and our Instagram page. I'll leave the link in the description below as well for that too. And maybe next time we'll catch you some fish and do a catch, clean, cook video for you guys. I'm sure you would enjoy that. Yeah, that's all I got for you. Once again, thanks for watching. See you next time.